Welcome. Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited to see where you guys take this.
So we decided to rest and go through our normal school week.
I would like to talk with Sean. Well, not Sean. Osama, and actually, you're both studying runes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to. I think we should talk with Professor Kaderi. What we saw.
I wonder if Kaderi knows Eric Kidu, since Kaderi's a rune crafting teacher, and we think that Eric Kidu uses rune. Maybe Eric Kidu was one of Kaderi's students.
We've asked about Eric Kidu before. He
Doesn't
know or doesn't wish to tell us.
Well, I don't imagine that opinion would have changed.
But I do want to talk to
already
you
asked
about
Gary about. So we should. What would we even talk to Kaderi about then? I mean, do we just go after him? You do try to track him down.
We could. I want to see if we can get more information about runes. Maybe if there's a way to tell if rune magic's being used anywhere. Maybe ways to preemptively stop something like that.
Oh yeah, wouldn't that be great to just have like an EMP but for runes?
Not even that, just like a rune detector, almost.
Yeah. That would be helpful. Yeah, if anyone would know, it would be Kaderi.
Some way to detect runes? That's what you're looking for?
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's what we're gonna ask about.
Okay.
I wouldn't have thought of that. That's a smart move. I think Osama probably would have gladly have traversed many miles just to try to find him.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Something to detect runes would probably get us there faster.
Interesting. Interesting indeed. Okay.
alright.
So you head to Kaderi. It takes a little bit of time to find him, as per usual, but after asking around a little bit, you find him. You find out that he's in the basement doing some strange Kaderi stuff, carving. He seems to be like carving runes into a like the wall in the basement near the ground.
Why?
Why indeed?
What? I mean, I imagine we make our presence known. We're not sneaking up on him or anything.
He does not acknowledge your approach as you show up.
Okay. How do I feel like this is a silly question, but how do we refer to teachers at this school? Are they just by first name, or is it Master Kaderi kind of thing?
Typically
Like
professor.
titles. Professor.
Even Vidonary is often called just professor. Or headmaster, whatever. Typically just professor is fine, whatever title you want to.
All right.
Okay.
Professor, could you spare a moment? We have a very important question about tracking down this rune crafter that has been setting these corruption transfiguration runes.
You may use these moments, he says without looking up to you. One can do more than talk at a time.
We are wondering if there's a way to detect the presence of runes
You could try.
before being able to.
Ah. There is no simple way of detecting runes, other than sight. You could perhaps cast a spell to enhance your ability to view magic. Or if you are powerful enough and skilled in the magics that the runes are activating, I suppose you would be able to sense the power.
I look around at the three of us and I say, I don't think we have this sort of power.
He looks back. He finally looks back towards you and says, "No, it would appear you do not," and goes back to carving with like a little chisel into the wall.
Would there be a way to attain these powers? Maybe I could bribe the right company.
Straight to bribery now, huh? Not pay a fair price. Just Ethan, I may have underestimated your morality.
For a moment, I thought he was about to say, bribe the right god.
God. You slide into like a Walmart and like put your product on the counter and like slide a $20 bill over, like maybe we don't say anything about it. That's called payment usually. To answer your question of how to obtain the power, he says, study, practice, showing up to class, perhaps.
I do. I study a lot.
That'll take too long.
Yeah. Time is unfortunately not. It's a different thing for you two, I guess.
Are you only a few months old?
My body is a few months old. But my soul is a little longer. It's been around a little longer. Huh. Kader, we are afraid of this runecrafter going around. He is a Jotun like yourself, a runecrafter who wields chains. We have found him near the site of each of these corruption runes, and we are wondering where he may strike again. Death follows his path.
You speak of Erikidu.
We do.
Yes.
This is twice now you have mentioned him to me. You say death follows his path. Is it possible that he follows death's path?
Are you saying that
He's a,
perhaps we have the wrong person?
What I will say is that it seems that you have been just as present at each of these scenes.
I think he's saying that it could be that he's investigating the same as us.
But why wouldn't he stop and work with us? He seems so distant.
If I recall, the previous time you spoke of this Endu, he did try to work with you.
Ventorum?
We spoke a little bit. He wanted something from us, more so than tried to work with us. One question about things going on. He was not very... He was very reluctant to share information. Even as it became very relevant.
Well, there we go. That ought to do, he says, standing up to his full height. I will return to my office now.
Professor, what were the runes? What are the runes that you have inscribed on in the basement?
Can you not read them for yourself?
Can I?
You can try.
I mean, I've been studying extra hard. I've been paying attention in this class. I've been having tutoring sessions. But can I?
Yeah, roll a check.
How do I try? I still don't have any proficiency in runecraft.
Roll one
I
die.
haven't.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm more than halfway through my challenge of learning it, but oh my gosh, okay, here we go. Let's see.
Ah, hey, that's so nice. You don't have to tell me what it is.
I know. Nothing is what it is.
Well, I suppose it is not the most common usage. Creating high frequencies to drive away the vermin that have been coming down here.
Ah. That is very interesting.
Indeed. Small enough amount of magic that it should not require more than what is ambiently around within the stone.
Well, that is a quite nice use of your service, Hidari. The whole school thanks you.
He looks to you. I don't imagine people come down here often.
I imagine basements are places where grains are stored and other food stuff.
Down here, yeah, there are. It is being used as a cellar, but there's also like... It's like a storage facility for things like linens and just all the stuff that goes in. Think of like what a hotel would be storing, like all the stuff that goes into the school, as well as what looks to be spare armaments and such.
Yeah, and I would just tell them like, well, for the preservation of the food here in the cellars and for the cleanliness of the linens and stuff. It will be something that is silently appreciated throughout the school.
And he is still, at this point you are in the halls, if you were following him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Will there be anything more?
No. No, thank you, Kaderi.
Excellent.
Well,
We shall be going over chapter 5 in your enchantments book next week. And he enters the classroom and vanishes inside.
enchantments. That'll be fun once once we get there. Well, we should probably make haste and search after Arakidu and and find out what his connection with all this is for sure.
Mm-hmm.
He was asking you for something.
I pull out the amulet and then put it back. He was very interested in that. He said he could tell me more about it. But if you remember, on the way, we ran into difficulties.
I do recall.
And that ended it.
Indeed. Aphid, the stone around Ventorum's neck does not look particularly remarkable. It is a plain white stone that looks like the type of quartz you might find in a... Well,
Like you would pick up, is it polished or is it like something that like it's like unpolished, like, I don't know, matted quartz?
is it polished, Aaron?
Probably,
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we'll go polish.
So, I mean, I've seen countless stones like this living in Arizona, just on the ground. It's just kind of like a white, chalky, but polished stone. You might even wonder why someone went through the effort of polishing it.
Is it like, have I noted it to be of craftsman, so like it was polished, but like, you know, is it like, is it of any value? Like, is it of, like, what
Actually-
was it worth money?
Actually, with your market knowledge, I'd say, yeah, you think it would probably be worth a fair deal for the craftsmanship. The craftsmanship actually looks akin to what you might have seen in a palace.
Those are rich people. They work really hard to make something look nice, but they never use good materials.
You dissing Ventorum's necklace?
That's a peculiar necklace you have there, Ventorum.
Oh, thank you. It was a gift.
Oh. Quite a gift.
Mm-hmm.
So, any other ideas or plans of whether or not we're just going straight after Arakidu?
I don't.
Where would we even find him?
You
I
hear
don't
some
know.
shouting coming from outside from a distance. Sounds like it's coming
Run
from
toward the
the
shout.
town gates.
The town gates.
Yes.
Let's check it out.
You are on the far side.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Arkwood is at the very back, furthest possible point from the town gates. But
It's a really loud shout.
well, it's very
Yeah.
well,
Made
it's,
it
yeah,
all the way
yeah,
up
it
here.
would be.
That's terrifying if it's that loud of a shout. Yeah, I mean, we got to make it over there probably as fast as we can. I mean, if I heard shouts, I would be on it. I would start running just to see even what it is.
Yeah, I'll go into flying, which actually here I run into a lot of traffic because everyone here can fly.
Well, maybe fly low.
So you do see. I figured you were already on your way out the door here, right? When you started hearing the shout.
Yeah.
You do see.
I'll even pick up Aphid and carry him so he can keep up.
I can handle. Okay, fine.
Between Flyboy here and my long legs, don't worry, it's no sweat.
You see in the air traffic is kind of stopping and looking in the direction that the shouting's coming from, and you see an elf flying toward you, like in a general direction toward you, and you can make out that he is saying, "Jotuns! Jotun sighted taking over the village!"
I will start going even faster.
What did Jotun? Did he say Jotun?
Jotun.
Yeah,
Jotun.
Jotun.
Okay.
So like Eric, Kidu, Kaderi, they're both Jotun, and they both look kind of like me, except more AC blue. Fit the surrounding. Ooh. This ain't good. All right, yeah. Definitely keep going. Why? Why now? And what about didn't Giuseppe and his whole group, they just came back from a expedition that had to do with young problems.
That was a little while ago, yeah, like a week ago.
Yeah. Wonder if this is retaliation.
The people that are around you seem to be concerned. A little bit concerned. Like, they're concerned in the sense of, like, why is this crazy guy coming in and, like, shouting all this stuff? No one seems to be reacting directly to him, but they're all just kind of like, this is a little weird.
Actually, can I go to the guy?
Sure can.
Stop him?
He
All right.
nearly crashes into you with a wild look in his eyes.
Yeah, I'll... Hey, take a breath. What's going on?
I saw... On my way here, I saw the town of Clogarm. Jotun were everywhere. I have to tell the king.
Not Clogon.
And he flies away.
That was Frederick's village.
That was Frederick's village.
So that's a day away if we go by foot / normal flight. Let's rent one of the sleighs.
Alrighty.
Wait, how many? Because look, there's three of us. There's three of us, and there's more than two. There's more than two. If there's one, maybe.
Well, maybe it was just one that's so big it can fill the whole village.
That would be worse. No.
Here. How about this?
Do you remember the grandmother with the big spoon?
Yeah. Yes, I remember the grandmother. Alright, how about this? Go rent out. I'll go rent the sleigh. See if there's anyone in Wild Yonder who might want to join us.
Good idea. Good idea. Yeah, if we can get
more people. We can get more people.
Yeah. Go for it.
Alright.
I guess we'll go with you. I mean, there's no, yeah.
Okay, you do find... Oh, yeah, I guess you're going out to get the sleigh. Osama, you are heading toward the tavern, right? The guild hall.
Yeah.
And you do see in the guild hall, when you run in, there are, there's a few people there, but the ones that stand out to you is Rendar's party. I believe his name is Rendar. They are just sitting around a table having a drink.
I approach and explain to them that a sighting of Jotun attacking Clugarm on their way to Unnerbrunner was sighted. And ask them if they can help us. We're thinking of going over there and assessing the situation. And I mentioned that they have experience with the Jotun from their last outing.
They grow quiet and look at you for a few moments before Cilia, the ranger, speaks up and says, "Are you sure they were attacking?"
I kind of stop for a moment. No, I'm not. This is why I want to assess the situation. I may have jumped. Why? What's your thought?
Well, and she looks toward Jackseppi, the Endu, who looks toward you and says, "When we encountered the Endu up near the tower to the north, they were very agreeable."
Really?
He nods.
That is good. I think that's all the more reason for you to come with us. If you have a good rapport. We've not dealt well in past encounters. It would be really helpful to have someone who has experience with the agreeableness.
Please make a charm check. We're going to, I guess, do a small challenge.
I should be rolling my own dice.
I can do this now too.
There's no...
And you can witness it. And you can get a hero point from that.
Okay.
Take 3 social stress real quick. And Jackseppi looks toward... Jackseppi says to you, "Well, perhaps," and he looks toward Rendar, who is not looking at you. He's like, has his mug on his hand around the handle of his mug and is just looking into it and on the table, and he takes a drink without saying anything for a moment, and then after a brief pause, he says, "It does not sound like it really concerns us."
Well, what would you say to Ventorum buying a round of drinks for you all if you come with us? Just assess the situation. We just want to make sure that there's no ill intent with these Jotun. And it would be really good to have backup in case we are surprised.
Well, these are all roll charm with advantage.
Yeah. All right. Oh my gosh. One success.
Yes, I see. Again, 3 social stress.
Oh,
This is where,
I can't.
yeah.
I can't take it without going down to a different bar. It breaks.
That is correct. This is where you can use Universal if you decide it's worth it to you or not.
My 3 boxes already checked.
Well, I mean, you can do a 2 and then a 1, right?
Oh, I can fill up multiple on my Universal?
You can do 1 on the Universal and 1 on the...
Oh,
right?
I understand what you're saying. Yes. Is it worth it right now? Yeah. Okay.
Rendar looks up to you and says, "I'm listening." And yeah, he is listening.
Yeah, he's listening. What I'm asking for is you to take some time to travel with us to Clogarm. We plan on taking the sleighs so that we get there faster. Shouldn't be too much more time. And if they are friendly like you say, then there's nothing to worry about. And it's just a little bit of your time.
Roll with advantage again.
But if they're... Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, here we go. Dice, please be nice to me.
Fail.
Don't tell me to fail. I'm gonna use...
I don't want to have to buy 12 drinks.
Yeah, you got okay. So he what was I saying? Sorry, I got a little distracted by something. So right, that's what you were saying. Cilia speaks up again and says, "Well, if we're taking the sleighs, it really shouldn't be too much of a trouble. We could be back here by nightfall."
Exactly.
Hypalon? She looks to him and he nods and says, "It might be worth checking out." And with that, Rendar downs his whole drink, slams it down on the table and says, "All right, we're in, but when we get back, 2 rounds for each of us."
And me not knowing what that really entails as far as cost, I say, sure thing.
I don't think I'm gonna get my enchanted sword anytime soon.
Okay, so
Well, we have Aphid too. Aphid can maybe cover one of those rounds.
don't worry about it too much. So
Yeah. It's a barrel for Giuseppe, probably a barrel for Ragnar too,
Ventorum, it's not too
Alright,
Yeah,
I probably
I
arrived.
was gonna say it doesn't take you too long to get the taxi, and you can arrive outside right now. You arrive to the sound of like a cheer, like a
Alright.
huzzah kind of
Alright.
thing.
Oh, so they agreed?
Mhm. They're
Alright.
coming along.
I have the sleighs out front.
Great. All right, so we should
I'm ready when you are.
head right over. Yeah.
Okay. The party all like kind of loads into the sleigh. You get a bigger one, right? You get one that has like 2 caribou pulling you, and it's like a larger sleigh because you have 2 Endu in there. Honestly,
We might need 2 sleighs.
yeah, but it's covered.
One for each
It's
party.
fine. And actually, yeah, they do. They would want 2 sleighs anyway, because they don't want to be stuck there if you guys decide to stay longer.
Yeah.
So yeah, they hop in the sleigh and you fast travel on over to Clogarm. And as you are flying through the air, I'm assuming Avid's there too, like thrown in the trunk or whatever.
Yeah, we just kidnap him every time we go on a mission
Like,
now.
come on, yeah, he literally picks him up and starts carrying him. I was like, all right, we're going, woohoo!
Come on, new friend.
You probably will have like a massive, like he was dragging like a massive like trunk. Like, oh, I don't know if we're gonna be gone for a while. I have some furs and I have this tent that
Yeah, we need him. We need a third sleigh just for his luggage.
yeah.
No. I take his trunk, and it disappears in a flash of light.
What
And you see a tattoo of a trunk on my abdomen.
Oh, okay. I
Like
thought-
it made out of like a constellation, like star out of stars.
And fortunately, the sled that he brought for his luggage is now available for the other party.
Yeah, perfect.
Right.
Yeah, if it's a perfect way to throw some money around. As you are flying over the air toward Clogarm and then like getting close to it, you do see about you can spot from where you're at least 4 Jotun just patrolling around the village. They seem to be armed and wearing armor as well. They look like they are ready for combat.
Still think that they're agreeable?
I mean, we could go down and talk with them.
Yeah.
See.
Yeah, just check. They're patrolling. Are there damaged houses? Are there any signs of violence so far?
You do not see any signs of violence or damage.
Okay. Yeah, well, I think we should then, pull down and openly approach these Endu. And yeah, openly approach with Giuseppe and team, Giuseppe and friends, to de-escalate whatever's happening, and at least find out why they are in this elf village.
Okay. Everyone in favor of that?
Yes.
Yes.
Alright, you touch down in the village, and as you do, two of the Jotun approach the... You touch down right outside the village. They approach the area where you touch down with spears in hand, and look to you all, especially the two Endu, and say, "Who goes there? What business do you have?"
I raise my arm and I give an Endu greeting, which is probably just a wave. Yeah, we invented the wave. And, yeah, not that kind of wave. And I say, may the stars shine upon you. I am Osama Yakudu. We've came to ask why you are here in this village, and if we can just that. I just say we are here to find out why you are here in this village.
Who sends you?
No one. It is ourselves.
We are employed to guard this village.
Employed to guard? From what? Is there a way we, I say to guard? I'm a little surprised. Yeah, I'm surprised. I look back at Giuseppe and the ranger, and I say, okay, yes. Yeah, I gave them kind of that nod, knowing like you were right. And so wait, I'd like to make an insight.
Okay.
just to be sure, like, they're here to guard.
You think they are not?
I'm a little doubtful.
Okay, this one I'll have to make secretly.
Yeah. But I'm more inclined... Wait, I am inclined to believe them based off of what Giuseppe and the ranger has told me.
Okay. I will roll it with advantage. You think that he seems to be telling the truth. You also think that Hypalon has been acting strangely. To the two Endu, I say, I would like to know. I say, well, thank you for being here, for guarding this village. I know they have had some trouble. Excuse me for a moment. I'd like to talk with my compatriots. You must confer with thine homies.
Yes, confer with thine homies. my bros. And I respectfully turn away from them. Should they seem satisfied?
They are watching you, but they're not acting any differently than how you've seen any other town guard act.
Yeah. So I go and I turn to the other group, and particularly Hypalon. Is there something wrong? This is good news. I do not expect any of you to stay.
So it seems. I don't know what you would expect to be wrong.
Pardon, I noticed you were shifting oddly.
Oh? Shifting oddly. Which isn't the most comfortable seat. Is something troubling you?
That is more of the question that I was going to ask of you, Hypalon.
Ah. Well. And, if you want to do an inquire check, you may feel free.
Is Aphid standing like with the group with these guys, or is he kind of separated from...
Yeah, I figure you're probably like laid out on the whole back seat with like an eye mask over you, like taking like a nice ride nap or something. But yeah, you're there.
That would be Aphid, definitely.
Would probably be helpful if you were here.
He's like kind of like peeks up from his eye mask, and then...
Maybe I am. You know, I'll say okay, Hypalon. I'm not going to bother you. You've been generous to train me a little with spear already. But I'm gonna go speak to like kind of have an aside with Ventorum and Aphid. I think that there might be some. I think Hypalon might feel uncomfortable for some reason, and I'm not sure why.
I kind of want to see what the people here think. It's odd that a group came to one of its residents screaming about an attack.
That's a good idea. Perhaps you check that out, Ventorum.
Right.
And,
So, wasn't gonna do it. Once I was thinking we might stay the night here. Get a room at the inn. Converse with the different people throughout the night.
Good investigative work.
I suppose if we must... I do think that it could be old prejudices on Hypalon's part at the sight of the Jotun. But I could be wrong.
Is that what you were trying to say earlier?
Yeah, he was just like peeping up and well, he was actually going to if so out of character if Asamu was gonna like do the inquire check, I was gonna see if it could like assist him in any way.
Yeah, you definitely could. That's.
I was maybe thinking that if you're skilled in it, you could
Yeah.
inquire for him. I came to you saying, hey, there's this guy who's kind of shifty. You want to ask him something?
Yes. I could do that, yeah. I could definitely have Aphid go do that. Because Aphid would probably find that intriguing. Just a little, like, little social nuances of people. He's a gossip, essentially. And is very nosy.
So I'd probably turn back and start conversing with the guards, the Endu guards, in a friendly manner while I, kind of give the nod to Aphid to go speak to Hypalon.
And I begrudgingly, from my eye mask in my pocket, my coat pocket, I suppose if I must. And I sidle up to Hypalon. I kind of give him an up and down, like an appraising look. And then I look over to the Jotun. I suppose it's quite an interesting sight to see Jotun guarding an elf's village. And that's kind of how I open that conversation.
It is indeed, he says, and please roll your first inquire
Yes.
of a challenge.
It's been a hot minute since I've used roll 20. I think is it /R?
It's /R then space.
Oh, nice.
Ah. It's not showing up properly. Oh, okay, that's why it's not showing up. So what we need you to do is go into settings.
Mm-hmm.
And under dice options, turn on enable 3D dice and automatically roll 3D dice.
There we go.
That's why it didn't roll. Okay. But I see you got a 6.
Nice. And see, this is why we have the person who's skilled in
Indeed. He, yeah, so he responds to you stating that it's strange, just with it is strange indeed. And says no more.
Are you used to have you seen Jotun before? In this manner? I'm new to the area. I'm just curious. I'm just inquiring out of mere curiosity.
Well, we can actually have you roll with advantage for that question.
Advantage?
Yes.
Okay. So just be choir?
Yes, inquire.
Mm-hmm.
So if I remember correctly, advantage is the extra dice.
Yes.
Okay.
Roll an extra die and drop the lowest.
They're black. But I can read it. You got a 4 and you dropped to 2. You got 4, 3, 3, 2. And everyone got a good look at my forehead. Yeah, lots of it.
So, yeah. With that, he says, well, and he gets interrupted by Celia sitting next to him and says, yes, we saw them up at the northern outpost. When we were up there, we were called up to investigate the reports of them, and there were a couple of them that were guarding the outpost. In fact, yep.
And then he very interesting. I think Aphin's gonna leave it at rest at that. I think it is. There's some kind of prejudice and like something there that like maybe he got like attacked by Jotun and isn't too trusting, or perhaps there's I don't know, some kind of event that's happening now in the geopolitical climate of the area. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that for now. I'll kind of press on a little bit later.
Okay. Yeah. At this point, Rendar's kind of he's gotten up, he's walked around and stretched a little bit, and he turns to you all and says, "Well, anything else you needed us to do?"
We appreciate you and all of you for coming out here with us. Rightfully earned. That's 2 rounds on us.
Yeah, thanks, Ventorum.
Wait, what? What was that?
Well, in case anything went wrong, it would have been nice to have them here.
Yeah, I understood that part. But what's this about the 2 rounds?
Oh, well, we'll all have a good drink at Wild Yonder when we return.
That's quite generous of you.
I did not think you would mind.
We're gonna need to talk a little bit.
And yeah, they start loading up the sleigh to go, and Cilia approaches Ventorum and offers him what looks to be a golden bracelet. And leans in and softly tells him, "If ever you are in terrible need, do not hesitate to break this.
Alright,
I will know when it happens."
thank you.
And then she gets back in the sleigh. And they take off.
Alright.
Yeah. That's how they do it.
All right. And we're gonna stay in the village. And I will tell the guards of our intention here is just to spend time and to assist them if they need, if anything does threaten the village, that we are here to help.
They nod. One of them says, "Very good, and enjoy your time in Clogan."
Well, I'm satisfied with that. They seem to be very, very friendly, very agreeable. Okay.
Agreeable indeed.
Yes.
Go to the inn.
No. Yeah, I could use something.
To the inn.
Oh, it's too bad. We probably should have just invited Rendar and everyone, the whole group, to have the first round here in Clogarm.
It's probably cheaper here, though. I want the good stuff.
Well, maybe that's another reason to have invited them to have the first
Yeah.
one here.
Story points exist though.
Do I have one? I think I used mine already.
Oh yeah, I can check everyone's real quick. None on Sean. One on Aaron. One on Nolan.
Yeah.
So I have 2.
You do have 2.
Actually, I think I had wanted to give one out to someone. I don't remember. I don't remember who though.
You gave me one last session.
That's probably what it was then.
And I used it like immediately.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Welcome to the inn. It is a rundown little place. The villagers, as you're walking through town, Osama, like the villagers are actually like waving at you. Some of them. Some of them are very much not happy. In fact, some of them seem even more displeased with you than you were used to. But others are waving, and the innkeeper, like when you crouch your way into the inn, he looks to you and says, "Ah, one of our new residents, I presume. Come on, first round's on me."
Oh, I thank you.
For him, not you two.
Hogwarm is a very nice place. We should have actually came into the village when we found Frederick last time. They are very kind here.
He gives you a drink that tastes of hops and dirt. Dirty hops.
As any, yeah, as any good beer should. Very earthy flavored.
Of course.
Yeah.
What can I get for you all while you're here? Need a room? Drink?
yes, please. A room, something to eat preferably, and a drink would be nice.
Aphid, I hope this establishment is going to meet your standards.
That's why I bought my furs. I do need that chunk now.
Maybe in private.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Sure.
This is going a slightly different direction than I expected the session to.
Well, okay. The point of us staying is we want to see how people are reacting, and we're getting some mixed reactions.
You are?
Right, Ventorm. Oh yeah.
Yes, you are. I just said you are.
Oh yeah. Ventorm, you wanted to question people around town. I did notice there were some people very angry looking, but based off of all of the other people that are really happy that I'm here, I feel great.
Yes, I'll talk to people. Starting with the tavern keeper.
Yes, you give him your payment and he gives you a key. Just the one key.
So, tell me about the town. How long have the Jotun been here?
The Endu Ventorum.
Oh, sorry. Is that a slur for them?
You don't know.
Okay.
Well, I'm basing it off of my discussion with the other squad. The other party is I feel like maybe Endu is the name we should be using for them.
Aaron just disappeared. Okay. He's back.
Oh yeah, I do that sometimes.
Perfectly normal. Disappear.
We have like an extra planar being in our stream.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what, is that not normal? Every stream has an extraplanar being.
As... I'm sorry, what were we saying? Did you ask him something?
Oh, I was asking how long the Endu have been here.
Do you use the term Endu?
I probably use the term Jotun.
He responds, "Oh well, let me think about that. Not too long. A few days, maybe 3 or 4. People weren't too keen on him at first, but as of the last day or 2, we've been warming up to him."
Alright. And their hired guard? Someone from town bring them in?
The mayor, as a matter of fact.
Let's see. So what
Person right there.
led to the increase in defense?
Plenty of complaints. The king, don't get me started.
Yes, we've heard about the king not sending guards to Clogarm. I'm glad you were all able to find someone that is able to protect your town and your people.
Aren't we all? You know, typically I'd want nothing to do with their sort, but sure beats getting raided by a dragon every other week. Of course.
Have you been raided by a dragon before? Like, did I notice any signs of a dragon attack there as we walked in?
Yeah, you've been here before once, months ago. You did see Scorched Earth.
Oh, okay, so this was that
Yeah.
town.
You've seen Scorched Earth, you've seen, I mean, again, there was, like, missing livestock, and the, like, damaged fences.
Okay.
You could see some, like, large, tilled up bits of earth.
Let's see. Okay.
Okay, well, that's good.
I imagine Aphid's like, you said you brought your, oh, you don't have your furs. You have to sit on these dirty bar
Not yet.
stools.
I'll get the furs out. I will just kind of turn away from them and keep a bright light will kind of shine and like, produce the trunk of furs.
Ah, yes. Okay, finally. Oh,
Where'd you get
I
that?
didn't think I would last. Oh, I didn't think I would last in this place without them. But yes, that is a. I will ask that question actually. Wait, how does that work?
I was just carrying it, I say.
The innkeeper is
Nice.
looking at you as well for an answer. Didn't mean to interrupt you, Nolan.
Oh, it's all good. I kind of lost what else I was gonna say. I already forgot.
Strange powers you Jotun have.
Well, I am not quite. Quite what you think I am.
Yeah. Is anything else you care to do in this inn or discuss or?
Vitorum, anything, man?
I don't have anything else for right now. I'll just probably finish eating my food and then maybe pay the mayor a visit.
Yeah.
Shh.
And maybe on the way to the mayor's, we also speak to one of the people who saw that had a negative response. We're gonna get both sides.
You certainly could. As you walk through the streets, it's pretty easy to spot what is probably the mayor's house. It's the only other house that's as big as the inn. But it looks like a personal home.
That is a big house then. That's a very big house. Why does the mayor have all this? Interesting. Anyway, some wealth inequality.
It's pretty standard for the rich people to have the big houses. However, you do also see that a corner of the house is just torn off and open.
Oh, okay. Inspiration for getting, being more open to people is now making sense.
I'll knock on the door.
You are greeted after a moment's wait by a man with a big beard. One of those big, beards that kind of turn into a mustache and turn up.
I just imagine that Osama looks at Ventorum funny when he knocks, when he just kind of leans over and looks inside the house from the open part. It's like, it's open right here.
You are looking into the
It's polite.
second floor, and it's largely empty. There's some scattered furniture and the like. It's basically what used to be a room is now a balcony with walls. It's got a bad balcony.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Okay, so man with big beard, mustache beard.
Yes.
Hi, I was wondering if I could ask a little bit about your new guards.
He looks behind you to the large one and says, "They haven't been troubling you, have they?"
No, nothing of the sort.
Oh. Excellent.
I just
Another
wanted to-
admirer. Excellent decision it was indeed. Please, keep this in mind when you're voting
I
next year.
see. I will. However, mind if I ask you a few questions about them?
Well, it was my tea time. I suppose I can invite you in. My apologies.
wonderful.
I'm afraid you won't be able to fit in my humble home unless, at least not comfortably, or have to crouch, says to Osama.
That is okay.
And when
I may spend this one outside.
And when I say man, I do of course mean he is an elf.
Yeah.
Yes.
Come on, in you go then.
Alright. I'll go in. Hey, Fed, are you coming?
For a mayor, this is quite a small establishment.
Alright.
Oh my
Here. I will also ask Fed. Hey, while I'm talking, if you want to keep an eye on him, see if just something doesn't look
Oh,
right,
of course, yes. Yes.
that could be helpful. All right.
Well. He brings you into a room that is furnished with a rug and a small round table, like a sitting table, into like a parlor with little wingback chairs, and there is already a hot pot in the middle of the table, and he says, "You just sit right there. I'll go get a couple other glasses." And he returns with some cups. Well, what is it that you wanted to ask me? Is this for the paper? And he takes out, he opens a can local. And starts like taking some wax out and like mussing up his beard to get it more perfect. Yes, I can tell. You're not from around here. You must be from perhaps the capital, here to investigate my good work.
Yes, exactly. So.
Well, you can tell those people out of the capital that they need to start opening their ears and listening every once in a while.
Listening to what? Perhaps I can bring along a message.
He narrows his eyes and says, "You tell those cowards at Unabruder that we found our own protection."
I see. Tell me, how did you find Jotun to protect you?
Well, it wasn't as difficult as you might expect. They showed up at our town on their own. Of course, we were not too thrilled to see them at first, but after one of them came forward and managed to have a parley with me, we sat down and spoke about our common interests. And a deal struck.
I see. And this deal, what is it that they get out of it? The benefits to your town and your people. What do they benefit from?
Well, payment, of course.
Payment? Large amounts? Or are they quite generous?
He grins and says, "You could consider them generous."
I see. So how much exactly is it they ask for?
He seems a little reluctant to give this information out. You may inquire if you like.
Alright. Aphid, you wanna help me out with this one?
Of course.
When it comes about talking about money, no one's better than Gardellan.
I start kind of visibly scratching my face and like trying to flash my Gardellan signet ring. Well, I'm sure like Aphid understands the like standard prices of like mercenary hire and stuff like that.
What are you trying to say about Ventorum?
He's a sucker.
Yeah, I could have been getting paid so much more all these years.
Without someone spending all of his money.
Yeah.
Whoops.
How about... Well, if it's by the standard rate of mercenary companies. Let me throw a number out there. I assume you're paying them 4 gold or whatever knowledgeable resource that you could.
You would expect it to be, honestly, the forces that you've seen walking through town, assuming that this isn't even all of them, right? Because they, considering change of guard and stuff, to employ a guard of mercenaries, effectively, full-time, that are as powerful and qualified as these, you would expect to cost probably more than the town has to offer.
Okay. So yeah, he would say something along the lines of, "I'm very surprised at how you can afford all of this. If I understand the going rates of mercenary hire."
Well, this is where I'll just have you make a quick inquire check.
Yes. Oh yeah. So there we go. Okay.
He looks, he gives you this, like, a little bit of a, I guess, sly look, and says, "Indeed. They seem to be quite generous in their dealings. They merely asked for what we could afford to give."
Are you telling me you gave up most of your town's coffers for their protection?
Oh, we didn't have much in the way of coffers to begin with. No. Something much more simple than that. We are simply offering them, we're simply offering them the payment that should rightfully go to those who protect us.
I'm curious. As a merchant myself, I could probably maybe find something that could, I don't know, coach your needs.
Coach?
Care or tend to their needs, or like, if you tell me what you're giving them, then I could probably provide a niche that can supply you with more of what, so to speak.
We are a farming town. We're simply providing them with food and housing.
Food and housing. And is this not affecting your consumption or your stores for personal and familiar use?
Hit up another check.
Okay.
Inquire.
Why do you want to live in Chronicles?
Ooh.
Oof.
Oof. He tightens his expression up a little bit and says, "Not at all.
I'm going to say this. Well, allow me to properly introduce myself. My name is Aphid Gardellan of House Gardellan. You might have seen my signet ring. My father was the head of the house, and we manage the Gardellan Logistics Company, or the trade company. I can, if you perhaps provide me with more information, I can provide you with some information as well, or, well, not information, but a contact or two.
Ah, yes, House Gardellan. I believe I've heard of you. You're from overseas, are you not?
Yes.
What kind of contact were you thinking?
There's an outpost not too far from here. I can perhaps negotiate or lend some ears to, route some caravans your way. And put you in touch with those caravan masters.
He seems to be thinking about this a little bit. And says... Very well. What information would you like to know? And, before we continue, peasant boy, please, go join your friend outside.
Did I not get my teeth?
I assume, I guess I didn't mention, but I imagined that you were drinking it this whole time, that he would be pouring it as soon as he gave you the cups. Yes, you can take that with you. Just bring it back when you're done.
Would it... So Avid would, kind of quickly chime in. He would be, I do hope my assistant here could be present for this negotiation.
Go ahead and make it.
Quick charm, he just assistant.
Make a quick charm.
Charm. What is my charm? Okay.
Remember you.
And I'm going.
Yeah.
Yeah, my jack of all trades.
Very well. He may listen. If you trust him this much, I doubt you would keep anything from him anyway. Come, boy, sit. Have another cup.
I sit and have another cup.
Mind you don't burn your tongue.
Because I wanted to.
Because I wanted to.
Where did all of this suspectorum hate come from? It was so kind when I first knocked on the door.
Well, that was before someone with money started talking.
Dude's he's already nobility.
Yeah. I mean, okay, sure. You got this, Avid. You're doing great. I'm gonna enjoy my tea.
Because I want to, not because you told me to.
Yeah.
Um.
I'm being a good little peasant boy.
Oh my goodness.
Where were we? Yes, you were about... yes, you were about to ask... to tell me the price for your connections.
I simply ask for information. You see, my my assistant and I and our fellow outside, we are part of the Adventurers Guild. And we were in the area to inquire about these Jotun. We thought they were attacking this village.
Oh, heavens no. Quite the opposite.
Yes, as I come to understand, you've hired them. Now we did bring some other company, but they've already left. And, we're just kind of curious about this whole situation, really.
Do you have anything specific you would like to know?
Press.
What?
Find out about that cost.
Oh yes. The whole
Sorry.
yeah. Yes. My assistant, I think, could better pose this question. I do believe.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Wait, so remind.
Maybe I poke my head in from the top floor. Hi. No.
So, wait. What question was I gonna ask?
Yeah, I was blanking out. I was like, I came into the apartment, I negotiated the thing, and then I completely forgot the question.
So
that
the
I-
original.
Out of character here.
yeah.
So we're back
This
at the-
moment.
Yeah, I was just wanted to know more about what exactly they asked for, which we did already get. They were just getting paid with food and housing. Is that right?
Right, but where I feel like we kind of lost something because when Aphid asked about their food storage, like their stores,
Yes.
indeed.
something happened up, right? So I think we need to press on that. Where are they? How are they housing and feeding them?
Mm-hmm.
Why do they need to be housed and fed? And do usually have their own places. Like, you know, Ragai Ku, you know, the city I came from, right? So,
Yeah.
why do they need to live there? Why do they need to be fed there? What's going on? You know, so maybe there's more to this.
Yeah. Do you know anything about how the Endu were living before they joined you? Like, have they fallen on hard times? Have you asked why they just asked for housing and food?
Well, it's not as though housing and food are free wherever you go. I imagine you're having to pay something to be here.
Right.
As for why they're asking for only that, well, they seem to just be doing it out of a sense of pity, kindness. I don't know their reasons. They simply told me they would be happy to do it.
Do what exactly? Did you specifically say guarding, or was there a leeway?
To defend us, primarily against the dragon attacks is what we've been concerned with. However, we did have a young man come in here just a few days ago that had been wounded in some kind of wild bird attack. It's clear that the areas around here are not safe. have been disappearances. My own servant, bless her heart, was taken from here not 3 weeks ago. Some beast broke in to her serving room, and well, that's the last we saw of her.
What kind of beast?
Well, I imagine it would be the dragon.
Why hasn't anyone seen the dragon? Why has no one actually seen it? They all say, I imagine it's the dragon. No one has seen it. No, you haven't had a single one of these townspeople actually see the dragon with their own eyes.
Yeah.
That's sus.
The last village was a bee that they thought was a dragon, right? This village, maybe this bird and the dragon are the same thing. Is this?
But there was fire and there was scorch marks.
Oh, true.
Still, that doesn't mean dragon. But I don't know what else. What else makes scorch marks in this world? You know, it could be a fire mage and the turkey bird. You know, someone sending off the turkey. I don't know.
I'm not sure exactly either, but it did have the most that could be linked to a dragon.
Did we ask him? Has he in particular seen the dragon? Did he just say no, or was that?
You've not asked him yet. Are you asking him now?
Yes. Yeah. So Aphid would chime up and say, "Dragon, you say? There's been another village that mentioned a dragon attack. Have you seen this dragon?"
He places his fingers together and rests his head upon them as he looks at you quite seriously and says, "Indeed I have. The night that it made off with my serving girl. Of course I was woken up. You don't sleep through half of your house being ripped apart. By the time I got up there, all I could see was the shadowy form flying off into the distance."
Shadow.
Poor Begalia in tow.
That's definitely not.
Sparkling, shadowy.
You were not able to tell any colors other than its silhouette or shadow form.
Indeed. It was
I see.
the dead of night. Not even a particularly bright night either. The whole world seemed to go still and silent in that darkness. Until we heard the deafening roar from the distance. And that, of course, is when I went back inside.
Of course. Well, perfectly understandable. You need to protect yourself. And your humble housing here. Did you see, perhaps, which direction they have gone in? Or went?
The dragon. Well,
Yes, the dragon and your maid girl.
I believe it went, let's see. That way, he says, pointing to what would be east.
From what I remember of where the dragon lives, is that actually the direction towards its lair?
Yes.
It is. I obviously didn't remember.
Okay.
General. It is not exactly the direction, but it is, I mean...
Yeah. But in general, so
Yes. Perhaps if a cartographer were here.
Close enough that you could see. Yeah. But Kepis has to study more.
Yep, 2 behind. Studies.
Have there been other dragon attacks in this town, or was this the only occurrence?
Oh, many times. Seems to be happening more and more often. As often as, well, every couple of weeks or so.
I see.
This has been, I believe, the 4th, perhaps 5th attack. The first one was a few months ago, just before the Winter Festival. In fact, once many of us returned from the Winter Festival, myself included, we found great destruction.
Alright.
This doesn't sound like holiness. Any missing valuables? That would be the... This town just doesn't have that kind of valuables. Let's see. Because Clytus's MO is gems.
Is this you guys are familiar with this dragon, right?
Well, I'm a little familiar with one dragon.
Okay.
This dragon doesn't sound like the one we met.
Is this based on like the classic trope of the dragon where it's like gold, gems, and virgins?
I haven't heard of that trope.
Oh, not like the historical biblical stories of like dragons, or well, there was the one with what was it, George and the Dragon, or Saint George and the Dragon.
When you say this, is this based on it? What are you referring to?
Like dragons in this world, are they like they'll take either gold or valuables or virgins?
That is...
Because like
you are
if
definitely
he took
familiar
his
with...
servant woman.
You're definitely familiar with those kinds of rumors and stories.
Okay. I mean, it's definitely not an indicator, because like if he kidnapped the servant girl, you know, there. I mean, like that could be anything, you know. But if this world is like classic dragon or like classic Western European dragon tropes, then it could be a long shot indicator.
Well, it's not. I mean, I feel like we just spend the night, see what happens, and then we leave in the morning and we go back to Wunderbrunner. I don't know if there's much more to even do or discover here.
Yeah.
Yep.
In fact, maybe. Oh, I had this idea. Just in case, if we should make sure that Wunderbrunner isn't sending anyone to retaliate against these Endu. Because I don't think anyone in Wunderbrunner knows that they're friendly. And there was that guy spouting out that they were gonna attack.
So, what's the course of action here? I think, by the way, this might be a really good time for a break. If there's nothing
Yeah.
immediate to say.
do have to use the bathroom, but Erig, oh, not Erig, that's my other character. Aphid will make do on his promise, and he kind of requests some sealing wax and parchment paper, and writes a little note to the caravan master of this outpost, and kind of dips his seal in. And then as he's handing the parchment to the mayor here, he kind of shakes his hand and he looks the mayor in the eye. I do hope we can exchange information again in the future. I think this will be a lovely relationship should I ever call upon you.
I believe that would be so. I can agree to that. I'm sorry, I don't believe I got your name, he says as he extends a hand.
Oh, Aphid Gardelin.
Ambrose. Pleased to meet you.
It is a pleasure. And with that, Aphid kind of bids adieu and leaves with the rest of the group.
And there's something that the others know that I should make sure you know, Nalin. You cannot lie in the Nine Realms.
Okay.
So in the Nine Realms...
cannot break a promise, right?
Hmm?
You cannot break a promise.
Yes, that's truly what it is. You cannot break an oath in the Nine Realms.
Okay.
So the... thank you for that distinction. So the Nine Realms is centered around Yggdrasil. Udarbrunner, where you are, is... And Elfheim, where you are, is at the very center of it. So like Arkwood is actually, it's called Arkwood because it is underneath the arc of one of its roots. And so like there's this big enclave that the school is underneath the tree. And it's enormous, and you can't actually see the sky anywhere in the Nine Realms, or at least in the central Nine Realms. You just see like artificial lights, like magical lights within the trees, and it has. You would have heard a rumor. You've been here for like a week or two now. You would have heard people talking at like in class and stuff, or at school, how the power of the tree binds all people within its like influence to they cannot break an oath. And you would hear, and yeah, you've just heard that you cannot break an oath.
Okay.
And with that, I'm going to hit the little scene transition, and we can go into an intermission. Where?
We were leaving, or we were spending the night, and then leaving in the morning, and we'll figure out back in Unerbrunner, one, if they're sending anyone and stopping them from sending anyone to retaliate against Uvendu, the Jotun, because they're friendly. And yeah, I don't know what else. I think that was the one thing.
Okay.
Because we decided there's actually no threat here. These they got it, they're fine. So we may as well go back and maybe, well, we have to pay up for the rounds, the rounds we promised. Or maybe we look at the job board.
Okay.
For the last of the weekend.
Well, as you you stay the night, I think you had mentioned that you wanted to talk to other people in town as well, though? Is that still?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it would be good to speak to the other side of the equation here, the people that aren't happy. I don't know if they would talk to me though.
Well, yeah. Do you guys want to do that tonight, or like in the? It doesn't really matter. Just if you want to go talk to people, you sure can.
I mean, if it was today, that would be good.
Humans, what say you? I mean, I guess you can let the giant do the talking for you.
I could. I don't know if you're Aaron. Oh.
So it would probably, I mean, Aphid probably wouldn't mind, but, well, no, Aphid probably wouldn't mind if it's too late, because I'm sleeping might mess up his beauty or his skin or whatever, but, I think, out of character, I think it's a wise idea.
Yeah.
Aphid's just gonna grudgingly agree.
Yeah, I mean, you just do it in the morning.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, tonight in the tavern, I mean, people drinking,
Yeah.
I bet there'll be someone there who is ready to share their displeasure with everyone.
Excellent.
Smart. Yeah.
Okay. So,
Around for the town on Ventorum is what I'm
No. No. I tell you, I'm gonna spend some time in the tavern. You can go turn in whenever you feel tired. And I'm just gonna hear what people have to say around here.
I might also take the time to speak to the guards again and ask them. Yeah, actually, that's probably a good idea to talk to them about what are they getting and why do they need a place to stay here? You know, don't they have their own house?
okay. So, alright, yeah. As you're waiting around, in the tavern, waiting for people to trickle in, yes, people do come in. Again, some of them happy, some of them grumpy. The grumpy ones seem to be there for forgetting purposes. Others seem just there for celebration purposes. Things that you hear said around are like some of the joyful things are like, oh hey, our crops aren't going to be raised anymore. Like, oh, we don't have to fear for our kids anymore. My dog was taken 3 weeks ago. And the grumpier ones aren't saying anything. They're just mumbling into a cup, mumbling into the bottom of their glasses. And I imagine that's exactly who you want to talk to. You see a more ragged gentleman, just with his gaze buried into his glass, and you hear some just like mutterings.
I take it you're not a big fan of the new resident.
No. I take it you are.
I'm curious about them, I think is the correct word.
Well, if you're curious, they're all gonna kill us in our sleep. Nah.
Okay. Are there any other grumpy-looking people around?
No, I'm the only one.
I don't know if I can take this guy seriously.
Okay, fine. You find a different one who's not muttering.
I ask him the same question.
What was the question?
So I'm guessing you're not a big fan of the new residents here?
Is that your pickup line in the bar? You're using it on two people?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's my information pickup line.
Not particularly. Who's asking?
Someone passing by curious about the town.
Nah.
Curious about the residents, particularly the new ones.
Yeah. You'd be some of the first. We ain't had much traffic in here. As soon as people see them giants blocking the way, they just kind of turn around and go someplace else.
Let's see.
Not that we get much travel anyway. I do wonder how it'll affect the merchant scene, though. How we're gonna get our goods and stuff. Yeah.
Are you a merchant?
Me? No. Used to be, long time ago. Traveled around with a caravan. Went all over the place. Midgard, even as far as Muspel. How about yourself?
I see. When I was younger,
Yeah?
I traveled around with a caravan in the Seed Kingdoms.
Hard to imagine that. You being younger, I mean.
My parents were merchants in it. Growing up, it was the
That
life
makes
I know.
sense. Yeah, it's definitely not an easy one. Not even really favorable, unless you got a screw loose like I did. I'd say the mayor's got a screw loose for letting this happen.
Mm-hmm. Any other concerns with them, or is it just the lack of traffic coming in?
Oh, I mean, let me roll a die real quick.
Yeah, secretly.
Ah,
Oh, God. Aphid's taking care of that little merchant traffic thing.
well, I do. I mean, not many of us are too happy with the idea of having them in here. Our kingdoms have been at war for as long as we've been, as long as any of us can remember, really. They are. Well, let's just say I don't trust them.
I can understand that.
Where is Aphid in this?
I was not sure if. So is it nighttime right now? We went in
is.
at nighttime and this is at the bar, right?
It is evening, yes.
I was gonna say Aphid's probably still with Ventorum, maybe.
Okay.
Tagging alongside him.
Like,
One good thing that's come of them is at least they lifted the curfew. That's why there's so many people in here. This is second night in a couple months that we've been able to be out this late. I imagine people, well, I can see how people might find this appealing.
Okay.
What about you? You think it's a good thing? You're obviously not from around here. You ain't got much stake put in it.
Right. The possible fear of imports being halted is real, but I don't have the distrust from that years of war would bring.
What about you? He says, looking at Aphid. You're definitely not from around here.
Oh, I'm definitely not from around here. I happened to catch that you were working for a merchant company.
A long time ago.
Interesting. Is there a lot of merchantmen or former merchantmen in this town here, or such as yourself?
Not really. A few.
I see. And have you personally had any more hostile encounters with these Jotun in the past yourself, or is it just the war effort and that unsettles you?
We had a couple of our caravans raided a couple times a long time ago. Not much you can do against them. Unless you got some magic. Fortunately, most of us got some magic.
I see. I was going to ask another question, and it immediately slipped my mind.
Happens to me all the time. Maybe you're older than you look.
It is quite nice to see these curfews lifted, though. It might be a good reason to have a better mood, perhaps.
Yeah, I figure once I get down a few pints, I'll be in a better mood.
A few pints are always good. Can I?
Go on.
Oh, Ethan kind of gives like a. You know what he's gonna do?
What is he gonna do?
He's gonna pull 2 silver from his shirt pocket and kind of just slap it on the table. For your conversation, and perhaps this will lighten your mood. And then with that, Aphid kind of bids adieu and tries not to touch any of the greasy furniture, and as he makes his way upstairs.
It's not our kitchen.
Oh, I know, but from Aphid's perception, it's like, I don't know if this place is clean. Or what?
You know what? We got to get some of these out anyway. The guy looks at you, raises his glass a bit, and then gives you a story point.
Oh,
Might as well.
cool.
Osuma, you were outside.
Yeah. I was, and I struck up a conversation with the guards again. And yeah, I want to ask them about like why they decided to take this job here, and yeah, why they decided to take up the job. What are they getting from it? or I can bring up like I've heard you've taken up this job just for food and shelter. That was very generous.
Yes. The couple guards you're talking to, they smile and say, perhaps generosity does run deep in our veins. It was more the fact that we saw these poor people being plagued by a threat that their kingdom would not protect them from.
I've heard.
There was no honor in that.
No, I fervently agree. The people of this town are... I know some of them are hesitant, but the majority are grateful. And all of them will be grateful for what you are doing here. I, for one, am quite happy to see relations being better between elves and Nendu.
Indeed, it would be favorable. You sense a bit of... Is it? Not quite malice, but perhaps smugness in their grins.
Okay, yeah. Take note of that. What diabolical shit have you come up with? Oh my goodness. Alright, they're just being so... Their words are very kind. That's honest. I'm a little like dumbfounded, just out of character, dumbfounded at this smugness. Oh, okay. It would be favorable. Yes, peace. Peace is always favorable, I say.
Well said.
Have you yet seen this dragon they claim that is attacking the town? Have you seen this beast?
Not as of yet. Do you not believe the villagers?
It is not that I do not believe them. I have just found that there have been other circumstances that what may look like one thing is really another.
Ah. Such as when you make a puppet in the shadows, but once you twist your hand, it turns into something completely different. I know exactly what you mean.
I imagine you do. Oof, your word choice there, Ember. Your word choice. Mmm. My brain is racing. Do they have something to do with it? Is it like, what are they getting? What are they getting at? What are they getting at here? Okay, so what I know about the Jotun is they're from Jotunheim. They have their own land that they call home. And how far is Jotunheim from here?
From here? Not.
Yeah.
Not particularly close. A few days, maybe a week.
No.
Not far, but not. It's not like we're right next to it.
No, yeah. I asked them, do you are far from where you call home? Do you miss being there?
We have not been gone long, and it is cold where we come from. It is much nicer here.
That is true. It was a nice day today. Okay, I need to just gather my thoughts out of this. So,
shall we leave you to your thoughts and go to the others?
Yeah, leave me to my thoughts. Go to the others.
Well, human friends, is there anything more you wish to do in this evening?
I do not have much more.
No. I think that's it for Ethan.
Okay.
I don't think I think he was just kind of like trying to get the atmosphere of everything. Oh, actually, yes. There is one more thing Avid wants to do. He wants to go around like asking about the dragon attacks. A little bit more details on these attacks that have happened in the village.
Okay. Give me a quick inquire check.
Yes.
Not bad. As you ask around, just around the bar, I presume, the tavern, you hear just wild stories. They're kind of hyped up on their booze. You're not sure how much of it is real and how much of it is like alcoholic fantasy. But you're sure that a good portion of it's real. But you hear like tales of, oh yeah, Christofferson's entire shed was ripped to pieces, and stories of like whole like small houses being destroyed, like cottages being destroyed, and there's been just like the tilled up lands. There's been someone mentioned seeing it in the woods. And how it was like standing there glowering down at him, and you could see the malice in his eyes as he looked down and like gave a threatening toothy grin, and he ran home, and he but not before throwing his frying pan at him and bopping him on the nose. He gave him pause there, just long enough to get away. There's been... You kind of hear a lot of the same stuff. It's only been a few attacks, right? So there were only, I believe you said there was like 4 or 5 times. And there have been destruction of property, as though by a very large creature, something only a massive beast could do. There's been scorched fields, missing livestock. There's been like large patches, like almost think of like crop circles or whatever, that have been like as though some great creature were like walking around or rolling around in the fields. Roars. Like when people are out in the woods, they sometimes hear like great stones grinding against each other, that kind of sound.
There's no he didn't perhaps like catch any like correlating information as to like its physical details and like what time of day it usually strikes
Nighttime.
at?
It's been nighttime every time. And you've heard of its eyes glowing, and its wings, that it had massive wings. People have seen it fly over the village, and they've seen it carrying, the same account that you heard from the mayor, like people being carried off in the distance. But you have heard people directly, like seeing it fly above the village, just a huge winged form, feeling the force of the wind as it flies over them.
Okay. Alrighty. I think it's definitely a dragon. Sound.
I mean, from those accounts, I'm still don't know, and I don't know if these are the same two guards that we initially talked about.
Just someone else.
I introduce. Yeah, I'll I say, I should. We should be properly introduced. I am Osama Iyakudu. I go on to say my full name. Or maybe I ask for their names.
They
as well.
Tell you their names. They are still long, but decidedly shorter than what you're used to hearing. And you don't understand them as though it were like a sentence. To you, it sounds pretty much like, probably how like Aphid hears your name, right? Just a string of syllables.
Peculiar. Those are names unlike I've heard in our tradition.
One of them narrows their eyes and says, "But you are not of us, are you?"
I do get mistaken quite often. I do hope you do not I hope you do not think I was trying to pass myself off as anyone other than myself.
Make a quick, charm check. It's like a recovery.
Alright, quick charm check.
Yeah, quick charm check.
That's a 6.
So it is.
Thank goodness.
They say, "No, I do not believe you are." Have your thoughts been gathered?
Somewhat. And then they were scattered again, but I'll try to recoup. I can't think in roleplay, so I'll think in other words.
It's fine.
Yeah. So I expressed to them. This is what I wanted. I asked them if they have fear of the dragon. That it's, it's brave of them. Do they feel like they can take this thing on?
We are not concerned. They look at each other, they glance at each other's eyes, and one of them nods, and they say, "We're not overly concerned with a single dragon. There are many of us, and we are all skilled. Some of us have even faced dragons before, I believe.
It's very impressive.
And besides, all we need to do is deter it. We may not even have to lift a finger. Our mere presence here may be enough."
It might. Well, we will be here for the night, and we will be available should something come up in the night.
Worry not.
I do.
We have things perfectly under control. You are safe as long as we are here.
I hope that to be true. Yeah, I'll leave it there.
Okay, now it's getting time to wrap the session up. So I imagine you all go to bed, and you're all stabbed in the night and you die. Okay, cool. Bye.
No.
No.
Osama wouldn't just go to bed. Osama doesn't need to go to bed. He doesn't need to sleep.
I mean, it is Friday the 13th.
True. And it's
That would...
and it's Discord's birthday apparently. It's the perfect time for you all to get killed in your sleep.
Mhm.
I'd rather not.
Alright,
I've
new
done
campaign.
No, you. I believe you just want to go back to the. You want to go back to town, to the big town.
Yeah.
So you,
Can't die.
in the morning, you pack up your things. You load up the. Aphid has to spend 3 hours packing up his chest, and then you shove it in your belly, and you fly home. You really should have brought your assistant person to do all this for you. And you get on board your one-day caribou rental and fly on back home. And at the guild, you are greeted very heartily by Rendar, who seems to be very happy to see you. He says, "Ah, Ventorum, I trust everything went well. So, how about those drinks?" He seems like he was already maybe been having some drinks.
How much is this going to cost me?
1 gold.
Alright, couple rounds for our friends here.
1 gold and some of your trust for Osama.
Yeah.
And honestly,
Turns out it wasn't necessary, but
we'll give you the other story point too. Just have it, Aaron. For going along with those shenanigans. And I believe that's a perfect place to leave off. It's right in between things. Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
Need to figure out what to do next.
I know, what? This. Now I'm starting to think that it's the Jotun that are making a shadow or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Some sort of illusion.
They have something to do with the attacks, and they're trying to gain the people's trust. Could be for peace, could be for other reasons.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting that other reasons feeling. It's like they fabricated the attack so that they can just kind of like live in the nice weather area, and they don't have to know we're not causing any harm. We're here. I don't know, like that's one thing. I have no clue. But they're suspicious. Why are they always suspicious? Why can't it just be? Yeah, we did this for this completely like non-suspicious reason. Be cool. And I was like, oh, everyone else is just racist, but no, now there's actual suspicion to like justify some of this things. Like what?
I trust this session has been satisfactorily titillating.
Well,
Definitely less
to
distracting than that.
Why are these dice solid black?
I actually clicked on the transparent ones. I wanted to see how those were, but I didn't get to roll the dice this today.
Oh, sorry.
So,
that looks
I
good.
guess.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Nine Realms. This-
Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
But I was trying to not have you guys roll as many dice. I hope that was achieved.
That was achieved, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry you didn't get to roll any dice, Aaron.
That's fine. It would have been weird, though, now, after I tested out the transparent ones. It would have just been...
I rolled a nothing. Gosh dang, Aaron.
Alright. The power of Theo now.
Yeah,
that wasn't
sorry.
my roll.
I was gonna have you
That
roll
was my roll.
when
Pretty good.
when Nolan passed the question over to you. I was just gonna have you roll using his inquire skill, but like neither of you had any questions. I was like, okay, I guess I guess we don't
came
roll.
in and I was like, I kind of forgot like the whole purpose of what I just had a massive like blank. I was like, wait, why are we here?
I like to think that
Yeah.
Aphid is like this too.
Yeah.
I like how you lied. You're not part of Wild Yonder yet, to my
That is
knowledge.
true.
Oh yeah.
No, it's... Like, I knew why we were there, and it sounded like he had our questions answered, so what he... And I kind of lost track of what was going on when Aphid started talking business. So when he turned it over to me, I'm just like, I have no idea what he was talking about.
Table talk, I think, is okay if we want to participate in it.
Well, cool. I'm gonna turn off the stream now.
Alright,
That was cool.
Like
good night,
Twit.
everybody.
That was a fun session.
Bye.